Hello and welcome to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers. I am here at the KDE office on Hale Street. I'm here with Lee. Lee, tell me, buddy, what's your hustle?
Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity is your hustle, but you also work at KDE, is that right?
I do, yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. How does cybersecurity connect to KDE Technologies and what you do? And I think you got a little bit of a day job that's separate from KDE Technology. Am I right about that?
Yes, I do.
Tell me a little bit about it.
The day job?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a cybersecurity specialist for the state of West Virginia as well.
Cybersecurity. So tell me, what does that involve when it comes to being a cybersecurity? Do you just read white papers on things, or is there a little bit more involved in that?
A little bit more involved in that, but that's a huge part of it. Constantly reading, learning, research. Staying in the lab for hours on end.
And how did that get you into being involved with KDE Technology?
Well, KDE Technology is a company my friend and I started. We got together a long time ago and decided we were going to build websites, and it's just taken off, and it's great. It's phenomenal.
And I guess cybersecurity is a big thing when it comes to websites. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. It's one of the number one targets. A website is a huge target for cybersecurity. So we fend off probably on average about 400 to 500 attacks a year.
400 to 500 attacks a year. And so do you develop systems that do that, or is that something that you're actually doing manually?
We use a lot of systems to do that. We have EDRs, and we have lots of different software that we utilize, but also the manual aspect is a huge part of it. If we stop a threat that was coming into one of our servers or something, we'll take that out. We'll throw it in the lab. We'll reverse engineer it, learn it, and make sure that we're prepared for it if it ever does get through our systems.
And now I don't want you to feel like I'm putting you on the spot or anything like that, but do you feel like other hosting companies for websites take cybersecurity seriously?
Well, hosting companies, probably so, I would assume. Other development companies, I don't think so. I don't think that they do. I'm sure there are some out there that does, the other custom developers, but the WordPress type developers, those are the number one hacked websites on the planet. So, and
those are usually, I'm in marketing, so I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but usually marketing people aren't developing people. They're different types of businesses, right?
Yeah. Usually marketing companies will use some sort of platform to build out their websites.
And don't necessarily take it with a cybersecurity lens.
That's correct. When we build something here, everything we build is with security focused. We penetrate test every single website before it gets launched.
There's been a little bit in the news here lately about cybersecurity, which, you could be watching this video 2 years from now and this would still be the case because there's always something new in cybersecurity in the news. But tell me just a little bit about what's happened in recent times that maybe people should be aware of with cybersecurity.
Well, there's a lot going on right now. Obviously, the biggest thing is CrowdStrike. Which is affecting a lot of folks. It's pretty devastating. It's actually record breaking. So it's the first time we've ever had 8.5 million plus computers drop globally. So it's been interesting.
Unbelievable. So, and that's the kind of stuff that you deal with in your day job, right?
It is.
And speaking of, so you got a day job, you've got a business, and you're also a published author. Is that right?
That's correct.
So I've got the book here, Cyber Resilience, that just came out this year. Is that right?
Yes, just a few months ago, actually.
Just a few months ago. It's very cool. For anybody who it's a pretty accessible book. It's not too thick, pretty easy to read. For anybody that's not familiar with it, just give us kind of the elevator pitch on it.
Well, it's a fictional book here based in Charleston, West Virginia, where we have a cybersecurity firm. The main character grows up here in Charleston and builds a cybersecurity firm and becomes a huge part of the global cybersecurity fight. And a lot of that actually takes place right here in Charleston. So,
and there's a little bit of kind of intrigue with nation states and some exciting stuff like that, right?
There is. So every hacking group in the book is real. It's a legitimate group. It is all of the hacks that are in the book are all legitimate. All of the vulnerabilities that are exploited on either side, those are all legitimate. We took nothing away from the technology aspect of it.
Yeah. Now I've read the book, and the protagonist is a woman, but I got the feeling that there were some autobiographical elements in it. Is that right?
I don't, people have said that, but I don't see it.
You don't see it? All right. I think that there are some autobiographical elements in there, but it's really cool that it happens here in Charleston. It's very interesting. I thought it was pretty accessible as far as cybersecurity. Was that a big deal for you to help people understand?
It was. So the first draft that I wrote, I sent to the editors, and they came back and said, this reads like a security white paper. And I said, well, that makes sense because that's usually what I write. So we went from there trying to remove as much technology and the more complicated aspects of it, remove a lot of those, but still I fought hard to keep enough in so that tech people would actually really love it because they could see the vulnerabilities. They're familiar with some of these things, and non-cybersecurity people could also follow it. That was the goal.
And tell me a little bit about that process. There's a big difference between writing a white paper and writing a plot, right?
There is. It's a huge difference. It's a lot easier to write a white paper. It's real simple. You just, follow the facts, and, that's pretty easy. The book was quite complicated. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, was writing the book.
Are you going to be writing any more, or was this one and done?
Probably one and done, but we'll see.
So tell me a little bit as we're kind of wrapping up here. What was the impetus for this? Why did you decide to write a book about cybersecurity, to write it as a thriller, base it in Charleston, West Virginia? What was it about this that excited you?
I don't know. I just I thought of it one day, and it felt like a fun project, and I always love to try to shine the light on the tech industry here in West Virginia. People sleep on us all the time, but I personally think that some of the great technology folks that are out here working today are right here from West Virginia.
Awesome. And we're pretty close to Washington, D.C. We've got a good centralized location. We got a few things going for us, right?
Oh yeah. We got quite a bit going for us.
Awesome. Lee, as we're wrapping up here, is there anything else you'd like to tell people about? I'll be sure to put a link to the book to Amazon. Amazon, I imagine, is going to be the best place to get it.
Yes, right now Amazon is, but if you just Google search it, it's actually on about 7 or 8 other sites that picked it up.
I will put a link in there. Again, it's called Cyber Resilience. It's a great book, great read, pretty short, pretty accessible, and you'll get a good basis for cybersecurity, how it works. And it's a really interesting story. I really enjoyed it. Lee, anything else you'd like to talk about before we wrap up here today?
No, I hope you guys go out and buy the book, and I hope you enjoy it, and drop us a line and let us know if you liked it or not.
Awesome. Lee, thank you so much for joining us here today, and thank you for listening. Remember, this is Joe Justice, the Kanawha Valley Hustler, reminding you to hustle hard, hustle smart, and hustle with a smile.